Everyone assumes how everyone else feels very amazing, but it's usually not real, says Laurie Santos, a psychological prof at Yale College. Professor Santos has more than understanding rather than largest in how lucky human beings are. At the start of recent year, she intended a new year named Psychological and the Nice Lifetime. It was designed at training students how to conduct a happier, more than satisfactory lifetime in 2 times weekly lectures. She anticipated on 40 students to mark up. In reality, a block of Yale's undergraduates registered, manufacturing it the largest famous year always in Yale's 300-year story. She says the reality how those students at one of the top universities in the planet weren't lucky stunned everyone. But it's not fair, students how aren't lucky. At the Planet Economical Message Board in Davos, among all the top-powered meetings, network, and speeches, down there's hardly quite period for dinner. Yet while I do the length travel via trainer and ski race to the really top of the mount, that is named as the Reiner Horn Basis Camping, for a 3-hour seminar on detecting joy, I'm followed by a Europe King household term and several head management team of big multi-ethnic companies. Several of the human beings in the chamber earn money hundreds of thousands of pounds every year, but yet wish to sense happier. The meeting starts on the travel while we are said to sit following to who we don't aware and speak them, which is departure so in our lifetime, and which we mind on while we at first woke up. It's an inconvenient workout. Yet it provides 3 things how are intended to enhance joy. Humans include ever wondered on how to enhance their joy, but for a length period mind they had no monitoring above it. The origin stock of joy is coincidence, opportunity, good luck, or luck. Study shows how time genetic acting a big portion, account for part our joy, which we do every day accounts for 40%, in fair 10% downward to our lifetime occasion. We include the capacity to purchase joy though while we were not unborn lucky, says Emiliana Simon-Thomas, CEO of the More Nice Scientific Center at Berkeley, who is fleeing the seminar. She thinks a big issue is how we frequently don't know which creature lucky tool. She says it is a particular feeling, normally in response to thing, and comes and goes. A general feeling of welfare is a more than lifelike purpose, she says. How tool it's okay to sense adverse tension, such as sorrow or wrath, but how we should include quite elasticity to rebound behind. Lot of us believe we requirement to be ecstatic and smile all the period. We don't include how type of lifetime things occur, she says. But how do we aware if we're lucky? Mrs. Simon-Thomas says largest measurements are relying on personality assessment but seem to be widely exact. It's not a ultimate scientific, but I do type of aware if I am, she says. Such a measurements are creature seen as more essential. The is not woolly, it's crucial, Maine Secretary Jacinda Ardern told, disputing it was more than essential rather than gross domestic product, the overall action of increase how countries use to action advance. The scientific as well shows how welfare is thing companies should thoroughness on, since of its effect on increasing performance. Tsoknyi Rinpoche, a Tibetan Buddhism and founding member of the Pundarika Basis, as well at the seminar, says joy is thing you can discover during oneself. He describes it as rediscovering the iskra you had as a kid, and suggest routine meditation technique. Creature in the time, not texting or check emails or thought on some things, will give you a feeling of satisfaction above period, he says. He asks us to breath out dramatically and later shut our eyes and soften. For me it doesn't job at all. My reason is bouncing and I'm thought on some things. Some audience say the identical. Rinpoche says it's cost insistent, and how love largest things, the more than you do it the superior you will receive. As we chief behind downward the mount, scroll via our emails, it is precise its departure to get more than rather than one seminar to changing our mindsets. But the more than we practice, the happier we are potential to sense, says Professor Santos. And she is an inspirational sample. Sarcastically, for who has been duplicated the prof of joy, she describes herself as a natural sullen man. Yet I include to practice which I proclaim. I've lost up a entire spot in the dimension of joy scope in the year I've been training the grade, she says.